Rebuilding after the fire. Hello and welcome to the Philippines. Just a few months ago, no, 6 months ago or further, just about everything here burned down. And they are rebuilding. And you're going to see here shortly, there are still a lot of areas that aren't rebuilt, like over there in the upper left-hand corner there. Uh, Whether the people do not have the materials, the finances, the know-how. A lot of these people are related or they know each other, they help each other rebuild. And oftentimes, if it's government property, they're allowed to rebuild. One of the problems, as you can see, if there's a fire out here, there's lots of water, but how do you get hoses? How do you get hoses and pumps out there? And that creates a firefighting dilemma, to say the least. This is on the MANDAUE city side of the Mactan, I think it's called the Mactan Channel, that separates Cebu City and MANDAUE City from Mactan Island. And anyway, those buildings over there, over in that direction, I think that's MANDAUE Bay, a big development. And then you can see them there again, upper center. I think that's MANDAUE Bay, big development. Gosh, over 12 buildings, I think, going up over there. Condominiums, hotels, commercial buildings as well. And yeah, big swimming area down here too. The kids like to swim. There was a sunken boat here, and not just kids, but adults would spend a lot of time swimming around that sunken boat. Anyway, these people have built before, probably rebuilt before, and they know how to do it, and that's one of their very few choices they have, is to rebuild wherever they're at. Now, some of those people may have gone back to a province where they have relatives and just decided not to rebuild. I suppose sooner or later somebody will come in, take that spot and rebuild, I suspect. Now I'm starting back where I started, actually, walking. I'm over on Mactan Island, and I'm walking across the bridge, the old two-lane bridge, you can see, and that's the taxi drivers know it as the older two-lane bridge. And then there's another bridge farther down. Not sure what they're doing here. Used to be able to walk through here fairly easily. Now they've got a big pile of dirt in there. I'm not sure if that's reclamation dirt from someplace or if they're planning on doing something there. In this video, I'm going to give you a little bit of information, new information on immigration here in the Philippines. A little bit of information about immigration in Thailand. I had a friend go over there and had an event happen. And also give you an update on my broken shoulder of 7-8 months ago, how it's coming, and my motorbike, which a couple months ago I had an accident, kid ran into me, and a little bit of update about that, trying to find parts for it right now. Anyway, immigration first. My understanding is that immigration is no longer, in the Philippines, is no longer offering 6-month extensions on visas, only 1 month and 2 months, which requires you to go visit an immigration office much more often. And that issue. Now, I use a service, JRC Visa Consultancy and Immigration Services. They've got offices in their main office is across from Ayala Mall in Cebu City. They've got an office near immigration in Manila, and they've got an office in Dumaguete. So if you need any help with those sorts of things, marriage visa, 13A, work visa, all those SRRV, special retirement pension visa, any of those types of things, you can contact them. He's got a couple lawyers on his staff. They do also real estate broker if you want to buy or sell or need some information, somebody to look at a lease or buying documents, they can do that as well. Now, my friend, that he travels to Thailand and to the Philippines and to Thailand and back to the USA a few times a year. And he just went back after spending some time in the Philippines. He went back to Thailand, and they pulled him aside and they told him, "You're visiting here too often. You're going to have to apply for a more permanent visa." And so his comment was, "I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do," because he likes the food there, and a number of things that he likes about Thailand. And but he said eventually I'll probably end up back in the Philippines, primarily because of the English, because it's difficult to have much of a conversation with a lot of the Thai people. Was his comment. Just a quick question for those of you who are not back in the Philippines, haven't made a trip back here for a while. Are you planning to travel to the Philippines in the coming year? You know, we're in the low season now, May, the hottest month of the year. It's in the mid 90s a lot of days, and then we're going to start cooling off a little bit. In fact, today I've got my windows open. It's a little bit cooler, a little bit overcast, some high clouds. Hopefully we'll get a little rain in the coming week or so, according to my weather app. Anyway, are you planning to travel? Should be able to find some good deals, hotels, condos, resorts. Now, as far as my shoulder, many of you know that, gosh, 8, 9 months ago, I guess now, time flies. I was walking at night in the downtown area, and I stumbled over something, went down fast and hard, broke my left shoulder, actually dislocated my left shoulder and busted the bone in half, basically. And was in the hospital 5 days, 2 days because there were no operating nurses available. There's a shortage of trained surgical nurses and other nurses probably. A lot of trainees there. But anyway, you know, the same thing is happening in the U.S. and around the world. A lot of people are hiring Philippine trained nurses to come and work in their countries. But anyway, $1,000 worth of titanium, about 50,000 pesos, and 5 days in the hospital. And he said we put it back together as best we could. The X-rays didn't show us how badly it was broken. But we stapled it together as best we did with screws and titanium and pins and whatever they were used. Anyway, the rehab, you know, I can lift a little bit of weights, a 4-pound, 8-pound weight, kind of in a curl type way, and I can take my right hand and I can move my arm around, but I cannot extend my arm out to the left of my body very far still. It's almost like it's locked up there. So I'm not sure if just the way they put it back together, if there's something, but I can move it. I can move it to the left if I take my right hand and raise it up. I can move it out there without too much discomfort and pain. But I can't do it, so I'm trying to do isometric type exercises and using some stretch bands and various types of things, trying to strengthen my muscles so I can get a little more movement. But anyway, I'm getting by. Being half handicapped, left arm handicapped, I guess. And I could ride a bike, my motorbike. I did, you know, a couple of months ago. Once I get my hand, I've got a good grip, both my hands, my left injured arm, and I was fine, turning and shifting and all that type of thing. But then my accident with my motorbike, Rusi 250 Classic, a couple months ago, I guess by now. I was out just for a very short ride, just around a few blocks, and a kid, 18-year-old, with a passenger, must have hit my back wheel. I think he must have lost control. And during the investigation, he said, "Well, my mirror fell off, and we were trying to go to the right curb to stop so we could go retrieve my mirror." And the investigator explained to him why it was his fault, but he had neither insurance nor money. So I'm trying to fix it myself. Now the steering wheel, the biggest thing, my mirrors got knocked off. The plastic face covering on my speedometer popped off. They're easy enough to replace, cheap enough to replace. I had a very small hole in the fuel tank, and I patched that with some liquid steel type stuff. Should replace it eventually with a new fuel tank. But the biggest problem I'm having is the handlebars to the front tire is out of alignment. And had a subscriber and friend come over the other day, and we looked at it and worked on it, tried to move it around, and turned out the bracket that holds kind of holds everything together in the front, holds the suspension, the shock absorbers together, clamps around the shock absorbers on the right side, that is busted in half. And so anyway, I've looked online trying to find parts, and Russia is not known for a good parts availability, but went to a couple of Russia dealers here in Cebu City area yesterday. Had a hobble driver I know take me around, and that was Tuesday. And the manager of the shop said, well, I'll let you know on Saturday. I'll call you on Saturday. So I'm not sure why it takes that long to find out if Russia has a part available, whether it's available, and then how much it'll cost. And then get somebody who knows what they're doing to put it back together again. I had thought about selling it just for whatever I could get for it, and whoever bought it could fix it, do what they wanted with it. I'm going to check these parts out and just see what it's all going to cost first, because I'm not a mechanic. I don't have a good place to work on it, and I really just want to get out from under it, you know. I don't want to mess with it anymore. But anyway, I'm going to see if I can get this part first. If you have any ideas, let me know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Safe travels. See ya.